How's it going, everybody? Mr. Holton here, and yes, today we have another patch for Baldur's Gate 3 to talk about. Now, I will be jumping into the patch notes just like last time, and for anyone who does not want to watch me just read off some patch notes, you can go check out the patch notes for yourself if you want to, but I'm gonna look at the most important fixes and changes here, and I'm not going to read all of it because it's simply too much. This patch 2, it's huge. Let's just say that. And again, as you can see here, further down, there are some spoilers, so I'm not going to click on the spoiler bars there, so don't worry about it. I'm just going to be very general here, as always. But let's start off. Hello, everyone. Patch 2 for Baldur's Gate 3 is now live, bringing bug fixes and substantial performance improvements and much more. If you missed our latest community update, we highly recommend you give it a read here. And I covered that yesterday, so if you missed out, you can just go check out that video. For a glimpse at the future at Baldur's Gate 3, and the role of your feedback is playing in that. Still here? Great. Withers have heard tales of Tavs, having requested the presence of their friends for an afternoon of adventuring. Here we go. Wanting to return to the lifestyle of a solo adventurer without their friends in tow. Therefore, he has come up with a solution, introducing Withers' Wardrobe of Wayward Friends. With this woodworked wonder, you can now dismiss co-op party members and bring your companions back into the fold. Wither's solution only extends to custom tabs, however, so no throwing Gale into a cupboard, although we're sure it's comfy in there. Okay, so this one is huge. This is the big change that I personally have been waiting for. I've seen a lot of people be the same way. So essentially what I've mentioned in my last update video, whenever you start a game with your friend, when you're playing co-op with someone, you're stuck with your friend in your party forever and you can't remove him. Now you can. And I actually tried this out before starting recording this video. So I essentially, well, with the help of my girlfriend, we went into Baldur's Gate and she made a character just to test it out. And now you can actually tell your friend's character to go to the camp again. So they just return to camp if you ask them to. And after that, in order to find your friend again, if you want to, I don't know, pick up your friend's character from their proverbial sleep, let's say, you go over to this big, well, sarcophagus, let's just say, and you just drag them and pull them out of the sarcophagus, and that's it. That's how you spawn your friend into your game yet again. Super simple. I love this little easy fix. Now you don't have to constantly have your friend's character in your party when you just want to continue with your playthrough. If, let's say, your buddy is at work or they're doing something else and you can't play together. Super great fix. Thank you, Larian. This is really appreciated. I love it. In any case, the update reads on. As well as plenty of performance improvements and UI tweaks, we've added a new epilogue scene for Karlach. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Women and men of culture. Here we go. And are working on additional endgame scenes featuring other characters. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I love Larian, man. They actually change stuff that just people weren't super happy with, and they're very quick on doing it, to be completely honest. Like, they're very fast on the money here of adding additional content. It's pretty crazy. Additional Karlach moments have also been added in Acts 1 and 2, allowing her to better reflect on her infernal engine and the options available to her. Now, in the minutes that I've started this recording, of course, I don't know what that is in Act 1 and 2. I will have to experiment. So I will today start a completely new playthrough just to see what these changes are with Karlach, because for some reason I have yet to romance Karlach all the way. So yeah, this is exciting. This is really exciting. I love this. We've prepared highlights of patch 2 below, followed by the main meat of the update. Thank you for sharing your feedback with us and for your continued support. And if you have any issues with Baldur's Gate 3, don't hesitate to reach out to our support team. Again, guys, if there's anything you want added to the game, not a guarantee that it will be added to the game, but if there's something you want added, if there's something that you see that you think should be fixed, just let them know. But remember to be respectful. But as far as I am concerned, it seems like that is the case, and that has been the case, which is awesome. Now, again, the highlights say introducing Wither's Wardrobe of Wayward Friends. You can now dismiss co-op party members from your campaign. Performance optimizations across the board. Reduce the size of save games. Thank God, because if there's anything that I've noticed whenever I've been playing this game for, I don't know, what is it, 400 hours now, like the save games take up so much space. Thank God. I don't know how they would pull that off because that's a lot of information to stack up in a single save game. Who knows? But it's awesome. It's cool they managed to do that. Now, you can see here, as I mentioned before, Karlach, here are the notes for what they've changed. So they've added sort of some stuff to the ending, or one of the endings for Karlach. There are several other things. Again, I'm just gonna carefully move over here in order not to spoil it. Again, go check that out later if you want to. Then we have some additional fixes and stuff like that. I'm going to check this out and I'll see the highlights here and see if I can find something super interesting. And right off the bat, to be honest, this is a problem that I have encountered myself. Fix potentially getting stuck in combat because a player character cannot be selected to end their turn. That has happened to me a few times. Thank God they fixed this because that was pretty annoying because it's actually happened quite a few times for me. Now, this one I'm a little bit confused by because I haven't checked this out in the game itself. It says added a delete all but the latest option for each campaign, so you can regain a little storage space wiggle room. At first I thought this meant like save space, that delete all but the latest saves, but it sounds like this is an option they've added so you can delete the latest, like everything but the latest items, it would seem. I'm a little confused there, but so you guys will have to let me know, or I'll probably check that out after making this video. A little strangely structured there with the wording. Then we have another fix here, added new icons for equipped items. It's easy to tell if they're equipped by the selected character, one of your characters, or another player's character. Who's hoarding all the interesting equipment? Really cool that they're making it easier to see, things in your UI, because that is something that has definitely been a problem. Sometimes it's really difficult to see which character has which item, what can I equip here. That's cool. That's super cool. They've also added item rarity filters to the inventory, which is really nice because that is something that has been bugging me for some time, that I've been wanting a way to sort by rarity so you can get rid of all the, the normals and the greens, so you can just, keep all the legendaries and rares and stuff like that. That's super cool. Thank you, Larian. Great job. Your turn notification now lists which character's turn it is. Another great fix. The character summary on Level Up will now update to reflect changes in ability score. That will be another really nice quality of life update to actually being able to see your ability scores whenever you level up. That's good. And here we get some crashes and blockers that they've been sorting out there. There are a couple of here, like fix the crash when loading a save game, fix the crash when assigning an action to a slot in the radial menu. Some of these I really haven't encountered, so I wouldn't know myself, but it sounds like a lot of, crashes that have been fixed for now. Now this one made me chuckle a little bit. Putting a dead character in a container and then yeeting that container into a chasm will no longer permanently destroy the character. They will now float around as a resurrectable soul echo as expected. Now, I don't know why you would do that with someone's body, yeet them off a cliff. I don't know about this one, it just sounds funny. This one sounds pretty important. You will no longer get stuck in dialogue if you disconnect during an active roll and then reconnect. And then a couple of other fixes here, but let's go to performance and optimization. Now this is definitely, this was definitely needed. We have improved performance and made optimizations across the game, improved CPU load. This one, I think, is super important for a lot of people because before upgrading to my, new PC that I have now, my last PC that I played through the review version of the game before Baldur's Gate 3 released, I had some pretty huge loads on my CPU, especially in the city of Baldur's Gate itself. It really dragged my game to a halt. My frames just went out the window. And I noticed that my CPU was overtaxed constantly. They did fix this right after the game was released with a smaller patch, but it seems like more was needed. And this is great for people who have, let's just say not very good builds. So this is great. Thank you, Larian. Made performance improvements related to controller movement. That's a good thing for all you controller players. Made optimizations for when moving around the world on controller. Now, this is super important because these fixes and issues that they're fixing, it's all going to be included for the PlayStation 5 version of the game. So if you're waiting for the PlayStation 5 version or the Xbox version even, all of this will be in the game when you play your console version. So yeah, this is good to know that they're even improving with the controller stuff even now before those versions are even out. Then we have some additional improvements across the board here, some smaller things that just makes the game smoother, like with the AI, fixing some stuff when it comes to sound, fixing some memory leaks and stuff like that. Let's move further down the list. They've also added some additional information to the spell book. It says here about when you can and cannot change your spells, even if you're not a spell casting class. Now, this is again one of those signs that they're thinking a lot about newcomers and beginners that might not really understand all of the rules for D&D and, for things that might seem a little more complicated to some people. So it seems like they're being a little bit more beginner friendly with some of these updates, which is really cool as well. Made it more obvious if you're low on health at the start of your turn in combat. That's another one of those examples where, they're making it easier to understand with, what's going on in the game. Now, as you can see here, there are innumerable fixes and changes here. So I'm not going to list everything because that gets super boring for both you guys and for me. So let's scroll down for a little bit as well. Fixed characters and character creation sometimes getting obscured by tooltips on controller, yada, yada, yada. There's essentially there's way too many fixes here for me to just sit around and read. But I gotta say, this shows really how much Larian cares about their fan base and their players. It's just incredible the amount of things they add to these patches. We're even getting new content for Karlach, which was basically the bigger thing here, as well as the ability to move your friends out of your party when they're not playing with you. Like, these are super great. Now, we're just going to wait for the next patch, which is going to probably, hopefully, they haven't said when that is coming, the ability to change the appearance of your character. But that is something that they're working on. Hopefully we get that soon enough. I even saw Sven mentioning on Twitter that he was thinking about all the voice actors they would have to call back to the studio, in order to record new voice lines and stuff like that. So it's just awesome that Larian is doing this. They're really working their asses off and just making sure that people are as happy as they can be with this game. Now, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head right back into Baldur's Gate 3 and see what all the fuss is about with Karlach, because I'm super curious about what these changes and added things are going to be for both Act 1 and 2 and even 3. In any case, thank you for watching the video, and as always, have a great day. Mr. Holton signing out.